Just another weekend in New York for Illini tennis. So it was good times there. Really interesting experience to be a part of that and to watch Kevin's run through that draw. And each time he takes a step that maybe he hasn't taken before, it just adds to the element, both from a ranking standpoint. I think it tripled the amount of points that he's ever had in an ATP event before, and then financially as well for him. Just a huge check at the end of the day. So I think just an exciting experience playing in that environment in front of, I don't know if it's 22 or 23,000 people that Arthur Ashe Stadium seats. So pretty impressive experience and go for Kevin, and it was awesome. He even had a few of the South African golfers were there supporting him. They had asked me about some guy that shoots his age here in Champaign. I said, Lauren won't get you. Don't worry about that. So, but I don't know. It's a great trip, and happy to answer any questions anybody has about that experience.
Obviously, it puts Illinois even more on the map in the tennis world. Have you seen any benefits, so to speak, in terms of recruiting in that already?
I think it's hopefully one of those things that just sort of has a continuing benefit as you go forward. You know, it's hard to. I don't think we're the type of program that says, "Hey, look at us. You know, this is what we're doing." But hopefully that you know, spreads throughout collegiate tennis, junior tennis, and people talk about it not just right now, but for years to come. I mean, he was the last guy since I believe Todd Martin in '99 or 2000 to be in a Grand Slam final, and so it's been a long time. John McEnroe was the last college player to win a Grand Slam, so he's up there with some guys that are, you know, going into the Hall of Fame in tennis and so forth. So pretty impressive crew that he's there with.
It's been a long journey. What led to this big moment for you?
Yeah, I think a couple of things. Number one, he's so persistent and so sort of on the ball all the time, so he stays with it. He's really mentally tough, so he gives himself a chance. And then you get to a situation like this, and the reality is you know, the draw opened up for him a little bit, and so you've got a bunch of the top players in the world, Murray, Djokovic, so forth, that are not playing this event, and because of that, clearly, you know, the path that he had to the final was maybe not as I don't know if difficult's the word, but just a different cast of characters that he faced, and so I think that each one of those matches he played along the way, he felt like, you know, he'd either beaten that person before or felt like he could win those matches, and that certainly helps, no question.
There was a picture of Nadal and Anderson from when they were younger together. What do you know of their relationship that they had? What was that like for both of them?
Yeah, it's common for a lot of these guys. You know, it's really interesting. Sometimes these players they play this tournament called La Petitas in France, and it's the 12 and 14 under world championships, and it's incredible to look back over the last 20, 30 years, and these kids that are supposedly the best in the world at that age, you know, 10, 15 later, and they're the best in the world. So it's there's something unique about our sport. I think if you're really at an elite level at a young age, you probably get more opportunities, better coaching, better preparation, better tournament experience, and so that it's one of those things. Probably the rich just keep getting richer, but it happens quite a bit that they've known each other for a really long time. Yeah.
How often when you're on the recruiting trail do you like try to convince somebody to pick college over going straight to the pro circuit? And do you think that'll change now, seeing that with the world, seeing a guy like Kevin who went to college making it to the final?
I think Kevin's a big part of that. I also think this changing demographic in the ATP, where now there's so many guys in the top 100 that are age over 30. So, you know, if you graduate college at 22 years old, you still got a great 10 to 12-year career. You know, Borg, I think, retired at 27 or 28, and that was sort of, it wasn't that crazy to think of him doing that. Nowadays, guys aren't even hitting their prime at that point yet. So it certainly extends, I think, the playing career for a lot of these guys.
But your team this year, pretty high expectations, I guess.
We do. You know, I think this is a little bit sidetracked for me in terms of being here and being around the guys, and we've got some new NCAA rules that limit some time, so we're trying to take a lot of that off time right now, and I think today is actually our first day of really getting into the meat of things and seeing where we are. We head off to Newport, Rhode Island this weekend for a grass court event. It's the first time we've ever played on grass before, and the winner of that tournament gets a main draw wild card into the ATP event next summer. So pretty exciting for these guys to compete on that level and maybe have an opportunity. So they got to win it, though.
What have you been doing to prep for that with the first time going to playing on a grass court?
There's a artificial grass court at Eisner Park here in town. So we've been there in the last few weeks and watching the guys slip and slide all over that, and it's been pretty entertaining. So.
Is it just one court?
It's just one court. Yep, it's great. They keep it in great shape. We bring a blower over every time we go just to blow the leaves off, and then yeah, it's kind of funny. We get some stares and some people come by and watch us practice a little bit, but we've enjoyed it over there.
A lot of off time for the players and stuff, just chilling around with only one court to play on.
Well, we're only taking 4 this weekend, so 2 guys will go over there and we'll just take our time, take our turns. So yeah.
What's Vicky's rank going into the season?
Yeah, he's. I was going to tell you he's one of the highest ranked college players. We had a couple guys that had some great summers. The Eubanks kid out of Georgia Tech had a great summer. So Vuki is. Lauren, I should know that he's maybe 600 something right now. He just qualified yesterday for a challenger down in Cary, North Carolina. So they're going to have the day off today. It looks like it's going to be a rain out tomorrow because of the effects of Irma, but should play his first round potentially on Wednesday there.
What's his rank in collegiate?
Collegially, that's a great question. They won't release that, I think, until they do a preseason ranking, and he'll be.
Top 5?
Oh yeah, I mean one or 2 or 3 or yeah, somewhere in the top 3. Yeah.
How's he turned into the player that he's become so dominant, especially in the
You know, it's funny. It's like you talk about Kevin and his success and hard work, dedication, perseverance, and I would say the same thing about Vukic. I mean, these guys are just so dialed in on what their goals are, where they're going, the mission that they have in life, and for their sport. And to me, those are the guys that, of course, it's easy to coach any one of those guys, but I do feel like that's where I'm at my best. I feel like I have a good understanding of the game. If you bring the motivation, then I can sort of help grow with the game and so forth. So he's just very disciplined. He works every single day and is very clear on what his goals are. Yeah.
Is that the most you've ever been on national TV?
I don't know. The phone just blows out. You know, I laugh at everybody. I saw you on TV. They're like, okay, 150 messages telling you that. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.